Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris, and my co-host and very good friend is Dave.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. We are covering Married at First Sight Australia, Season 10, Episode 16. Now, Chris, the only downside of this episode is we have to bloody wait till Sunday now, but where would you like to start today?
Well, there's only one place to start, Dave, because the whole episode was dominated. The whole square, shall we say, Janelle, Adam, and Claire and Jesse. So, setting the table, what was interesting was obviously Janelle had said at the end of the last episode, basically, we're going into war here. Adam is getting it. Claire's getting it. Totally fine with that. I've got no problem with Janelle. Don't know but what it is, Dave, but I did seem to think that it was like Alyssa was the one who had been cheated on, Dave.
Oh, my word.
My God, she was wanting blood. I think like if there could have been some sort of battle, she'd have been straight in the middle of it because I think she was more angry than Janelle and Duncan seemed to get a load of shit. He was like, no, yeah, he's my friend. And she was like demanding, going, you should not be associating with someone like that. And he's just sat there going, I don't know what the fuck's going on here. But she real change in her personality, Dave, from what we've seen previously.
Now, it is a major shock to me, Chris, which you can probably tell from my voice, that someone with a highly religious background would be a hypocrite. But let's not forget, right, these are all fake marriages. This is all reality TV.
Yeah.
Alyssa confessed to being part of a love triangle and being the other person in a marriage. So knowing and having an ongoing relationship with a married bloke. So I'm sorry, but out of everyone, or maybe not quite everyone, I mean, I'll get onto Harrison later, but out of everyone, surely she's the last person who should be jumping up on a high fucking horse and going on about cheating, like so vigorously as well. I was just getting more and more annoyed watching it. I'm like, Duncan has done almost everything right, but I just wanted him to say, well, remember that thing you told me about? So you were in that situation as well. You were literally Claire.
Yeah.
So do you maybe want to wind your fucking neck back in?
Very strange, wasn't it? Like, really, she was like Janelle's bodyguard. And I know Melinda had said the same, like, we're going to have him and all that. She was all right. She was quite measured with it all. But I'd say what got me off guard, before we even got to the dinner party, the voice of reason, Mr. Gaslighting 101, Harrison, calling Adam out for gaslighting and saying how bad it was. I was like, are we in a parallel universe? Is this the multiverse of maths? Is this good guy Harrison? Have we gone through the quantum realm here? What is going on? I was like, is Doctor Strange entered the conversation? It was ridiculous. I'm like, Harrison, mate, you can't say fuck all from what we've seen. And the way you've gaslit Bronte and even tried to gaslit the whole crowd and even the experts he's tried to manipulate. I'm like, mate, just pipe it down in your corner, son.
It's weird, isn't it? It's like Harrison had a body swap with Jiminy Cricket. Like, suddenly he becomes this fucking moral conscience and he's advising everyone about what they should be doing. And like, he's suddenly got it in for Adam and he's saying to Jesse, oh no, it's terrible what Adam's done and whatever. And actually, if I'd have watched just this episode on its own, I'd be like, this Harrison seems all right, to be fair.
Yeah, I agree. He's very reason, wasn't he?
He was, but you just can't buy it because of all the stuff that's gone on before. So I think he's doing it to take the heat off himself a little bit. He's trying to stoke the fire, he's trying to be that empathetic ear, and just say, I am a good guy, really, and stuff. So, I think the thing is, not everyone, well, no one is 100% good and no one is 100% bad. So I don't think all of it from Harrison was completely genuine, but also, he's not going to do everything terribly. So I was surprised that he was suddenly the moral conscience of the show.
It was brilliant. I was just like, wow, what a turnaround. But then when obviously we get the experts are now speculating, aren't they? They're like, what's going on here? And then they find out, and because they were sort of saying that, there seems a bit of what's going on. It was all squashed. And obviously, I sort of like it for this type of thing, Dave, that they don't know. But then I sort of wish that after they've done this, maybe that's when they should have a bit of a recap of what's actually been going on or what they've shown to the audience, so they can have a bit more of a perspective. But I did like that when he found out. And then, fucking hell, when Claire came in, Dave, oh my God, it was a pin drop on it. And I know this is going to sound really strange because Claire's in the wrong and Adam's in the wrong. But you know what I'm going to say, Abba? You probably think my thing is that we're all not at the Mean Girl stage, but it's like it could go that way, couldn't it? Even though Claire is in the wrong and Janelle's allowed to have her rant at her, make her feel that way because of what she's done and what she's done to Janelle. I've got no problem with that. But it's just, this is split now, isn't there? So obviously Taylor comes in and she's like, well, I'm supposed to be on this team and not this team, and I'm not about that. So, and then obviously I think Sandy gave Claire a hug and obviously, but then Claire had a massive panic attack, didn't she? She had to be consoled. So I'm not saying I don't feel that Janelle's right, because she is, and Adam's a fucking bellend, and we'll talk about him. But it's just teetering on the edge, Dave, if that makes sense. I can see it again, like the Olivia thing. But I think Janelle is absolutely correct at this moment in time.
I think there was a little bit of the patriarchy talking here, Chris. A little bit of misogyny, even from the women. Because all of the talk was about Claire and Claire's role in it.
Yeah.
And almost Adam, until he started speaking, and he just throws himself under the bus by being a massive fucking bellend. Up until that point, most of the venom was reserved for Claire, and it's that old thing where the woman gets blamed and the man sort of gets off scot-free. Is like, oh, well, you know what men are like. I just thought it was very weird to see in this kind of setting. I would have thought that it was just the edit, but John even called it out that Claire seems to be the one bearing the brunt of it all.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it wasn't. She was the easy target because we knew Adam was just going to come in and be a prick, and he didn't disappoint, did he, David? He didn't
at all. I mean, he came in, he'd rehearsed this, Chris. He had thought through exactly what is he going to do. And you know what? I going into this episode, I'm thinking there is no coming back for Jesse and Claire. And I am sticking to my position that they have got no chance at all. I still kind of feel like that, but there is a tiny little crack in the door that's just opening, and because the way the episode went, I'm like, hang about, there might just be something here to salvage. So that'll be one to watch over the next few weeks if they stay in. But yeah, Adam had sorted out what his game plan was. He's had plenty of time to figure it out, I guess. But, he comes over to Jesse. Jesse doesn't really want to know. Jesse just wants to fucking disappear. I think he says something like that, And when he's not prepared to have that initial chat, and then it gets to the dinner table, and, he starts to try and explain himself. Fucking hell. This is like textbook how to fumble an apology and sort of apologize, but not really. I'm sorry, but the reason I did it was this other thing. And it was just shit. And I had to say, Janelle looked amazing. She was, that proper fuck you outfit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
when they're a bit scorned and they get all fucking dressed up and look amazing. But Adam, Janelle said he's going to try and throw her under the bus, but I didn't think even Adam would do that. But the way he was trying to justify it, and everyone can sort of smell bullshit, can't they? They can tell he's just full of shit, and I couldn't believe it. I didn't expect him to blame Janelle quite as much, and he even said, didn't he? I feel really sorry for Jessie, and someone said like, well, not your wife, though.
That was Harrison. Harrison said, not your wife again.
Of course, old fucking Jiminy Cricket there. Well, it had to be him, didn't it?
The thing was with that, Jiminy Cricket, that's a good one, is what was strange was, like you say, he starts the dialogue. I can't apologise enough to Janelle, Jessie, blah, blah, blah. Like you say, as soon as you get the butt, and then it's the verbal diarrhea then, isn't it? It's just shit. He blames it on Janelle. People don't understand. We weren't a real couple till the last 2 weeks, so I don't see it as cheating. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, what are you doing? Well, one, you've been fake lying to all of us again. You've just exposed yourself as a faker, which we knew you were in it, a reality fucking TV fame chaser. You've messed up Janelle. It then gets revealed that him and Janelle slept together the night that he kissed Claire. And that's why she backed him up. That was a fucking revelation.
He was still trying to wriggle out of it. He was still trying to dodge it for a bit until he couldn't avoid it anymore. And he was like, 100% yeah. I'm like, whoa. Just yes would have done. But I think because he'd been pressured and he was trying to dodge and weave it again. It's just, that was fucking wrong, wasn't it? Because his whole storyline was that, they weren't in a good place. They weren't really together, so it's not cheating. Oh, but it's okay to sleep with her, though, even though you're supposedly in this terrible place.
Yeah, it was bad. And she was in tears. And again, it's that sort of, because he's just a bellend. He's a fucking tosspot. He's just like, he is a fucking knobhead, isn't he? Like, we everything that we sort of had suspicions about, and I said this in the last episode, has come to fruition with him. He's just an absolute blackguard. He's not there for Janelle. He's there for a free holiday. Apparently, he's been a cheater in the past. He's admitted that, and everything's come front and centre. And to be honest, it's quite interesting because he sort of reminds me of like Harrison in the way he speaks. When Harrison gets backed into a corner, but by the looks of it, they don't like each other. And I thought them two would have been bro code, like buddies and stuff, but no.
I think they're a bit too similar. I think
could be right, yeah.
They know what each other's probably up to. They know what they're like. I think that's what it is. And I don't quite know where this adversarial relationship came from. We saw in the last episode, didn't we? Harrison was the comforting shoulder for Jessie to cry on when he found out about the sort of Claire situation and that was the first of it. But actually going head on and butting heads, that struck me as a little bit odd. And like you say, Harrison with he's almost like a nun, isn't he? He's like I am. I pledge myself to God. I am whiter than white now. There is no sins to see here, and I'll just cast judgment on everyone else. So I don't quite get what Harrison's game is, but I did like that.
Well, David, let me explain. Pull up a pew and everyone who's listening, because the reality radar is a trademark for a reason, my friend. There is reasons why I have 100% accuracy. And at the start of the show and the start of this series, who did I say Harrison would possibly have a play with, Dave? As in, there could be some things going on. Can you remember who that person was?
Harrison, he's with Bronte. And I think you might have said the entrepreneurial...
Melinda,
yep.
Now, it doesn't fall far from the truth there, Dave. When Melinda was like, what's going on here? There's a little bit of a change all of a sudden. She couldn't stand Harrison. And I was like, her body language changed. She was smiling. She did call him bullshit at the end. I think it's bullshit. But however...
I think this is a stretch. But go on.
However, this is classic Harrison, Dave. I've got a feeling my prediction is going to come true with that lad, Dave. Because he did... The VT guy... the VT lady actually says, we're halfway through the experiment. And we're not finished yet with the drama, Dave. There's going to be a retreat, isn't there? They're going to go somewhere again, like we had with Dominica and Olivia in the last series. I am putting the reality radar on the line with this one, Dave, but I'm telling you, there is something going to happen there.
With Harrison and Melinda?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Or Taylor, because she does like a tradie. But they're the two in the front running. So it's just there was just something, a little sparkle in Melinda's eye, and I was like, oh, hang on a minute. Am I correct again? So let's see.
So you sent me a message before saying, "Oh, the reality radar's on point." I didn't think it was going to be something quite so flimsy.
Flimsy? How dare you?
I thought you were going to comment on Taylor's little interaction with Cam. It's like, oh, you're from the country, are you? Oh, right, that's really cool. And, Taylor was at least having a conversation where it doesn't seem like she has to fucking have a shower after she's had that conversation like she does with Hugo. So I don't know. I thought, I'm wondering if something is going to maybe spark up there, because Taylor's got no reason to be in there at all. She calls Hugo a fucking puppy dog, doesn't she? Yeah. And like I say, just this little seed is planted between her and Cam. And so I when you sent me the reality radar message, I thought you were talking about them too.
Well, I mean, you could be right, Dave, but obviously that doesn't fall under my remit because that's a Castlemorian prediction. Because he does come in, Cam, with Lyndall and says there's a bit of something going on, but we don't get to the bottom of it, do we? Because the experts say straight away, oh, it's a bit frosty here. And he says like he's in the doghouse to the guys. So something's happened, which I'm pretty sure we're going to find out at the actual dinner party. Dinner party, the commitment ceremony.
Yeah, I mean, what I say is, quite often, because it's all edited and put together and carefully thought, every single scene, every bit of dialogue, with, it was Daniel and Carolina, wasn't it? They had that interaction at the dinner table, at the dinner party, and it was like, this might pay off later. So
and it did.
The fact that, for the first time, Melinda isn't calling bullshit on Harrison, is potentially something that could be picked up later. But I'm going to give Melinda a bit more credit than that. I think she's dealt with people like Harrison before many times over, and she doesn't really fall for this act. Because I can't see surely anyone over the age of fucking 12 or something who's interacted with human beings can fall for something like that. Someone who's just suddenly changed and become this moral conscience for everyone.
It's ridiculous, isn't it, Dave? Yeah. But it's going to happen. You just
I'm not ruling this one out. I give it more than a 1% chance, this one. Maybe 10%.
Well, yeah, because you did give 1% to Davide and Ekin-Su, who are still together, have a reality TV show, Dave, and actually won Love Island. Well, who am I to question you, my friend?
You do swing for the fences, and I have to say, so you did hit a home run with that one. The fact that you struck out the previous 100 times is,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, does it?
You will forever. As long as we are recording this podcast, you will always fucking come back to that one.
I had my Reality Radar t-shirt on yesterday, David. I was getting inspired, my friend. So then at the end of the episode, we do get that Adam pulls Jesse for a chat. Jesse's just like not interested. And I think the more Adam talks, the worse this gets. As you said, it's fucking bollocks. It's like, mate, shut up. Just shut up. And even Jesse said, I didn't want to speak. I didn't need to. He was doing all the answering, whereas Claire had done it with humility. Jesse had even felt a bit of compassion for her because he knew in her voice, because he spent time with her, that she was nervous. There was that affection for her.
I thought that was really sweet, that. Actually.
Yeah, I did,
picking up on, like, her body language and everything, the way she was breathing, he could tell that she was really nervous. And he'd already said, it took big balls to go in there in the first place. And, I think one of the experts said it, it's a good example of how to give an apology and how not to give an apology.
Yeah.
And I thought she couldn't have done any better, really. She totally owned it. She never tried to squirm or make excuses, wriggle out of the situation and blame anyone else. And I think, I got quite choked actually when Jesse was saying about, I wish some of my exes gave as good an apology as that. Whereas Adam's like, it's fucking everyone else's fault. It wasn't really cheating because we were in a bad place. It's like, I can imagine you've thought that in a few times in the past. I just wonder what constitutes cheating for Adam, if that doesn't. But yeah, I felt a glimmer of hope for Jesse and Claire, I have to say.
Yeah, honestly, I think there is. The hug outside, she wrote him a letter. It seemed so genuine, didn't it? And she'd even said in the last episode, Adam was like, you can't tell him, and he's making sure she didn't reveal all this. It's like, mate, what a wanker. And we do see EVT. It looks like the experts actually do hold him to task, and John has a bit of a pop at him, which I'm happy about that. But again, we've got to wait till fucking Sunday. This show is a joke. Like with Love Island, you're like, fucking hell, when's it Saturday? When have we done this?
Oh, fucking look at that. 32 episodes and something's happened.
Yeah. Day 32 in the Love Island villa. Fucking Olivia's fucking mumbling once again that she's been unfairly treated. Fucking nonsense. But but with this, it just keeps you dangling on a string. And I'm like, oh, you absolute bastards. Because Jesse looks upset. They make the decision. Whatever will be. So, I mean, whether we lose anybody, I'm not sure. I think Janelle will probably say she's going to leave, and he's going to say stay. But he may be like what they did with Josh and Melissa, and they say, look, it's in your hands. And what happened as well with Shannon and Caitlin. So maybe she'll get that choice.
It's tough, isn't it? Now they've broke the seal. They've let two people make the choice now.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard, isn't it? If Janelle says she wants to leave and Adam says stay, because I basically want to wring the neck out of this and stay on TV for as long as I can. I can't live off NFTs all my life. So, I think it's going to be difficult for them, but I don't know. Something else. Chris, I kind of want them all to stay in. Yeah. Just for the drama. Because I don't think they invite any more couples, do they? Like you say, that they're going to be on the retreat next, I imagine, after this next commitment ceremony. So, yeah, I think the couples, I'm thinking back to previous seasons, I think the couples that are there now, aren't they?
Yeah. I think they were saying it was something like it works out altogether. At the end, it's something like 5 and 2, I think.
5 and 2 bananas, apples. 5 and 2 what?
Sorry, I'm bringing football into the podcast. But anyway, Dave.
5 and 2. Oh, fuck you twat. 2-5, you see, next Tuesday.
How things have turned.
I tell you what, I will, even though maths is not on tomorrow, I will have my fucking popcorn at the ready, waiting for Barcelona to put on a bit of a show. I will be waiting, gifts at the ready on WhatsApp.
Oh, yeah. Keep them ready. Well, the good thing is, I will actually be at the game at the mighty Old Trafford. And you don't get a good reception day, so if you do get beat, I'm going on radio silence until the next day. But yes,
when you turn your phone on, beep, beep.
Turn your phone on, you'd be fucking ringing me on the way home. Hiya, mate, you all right?
I just thought I'd ring you about something, anything. No, nothing, not really.
Nothing. I expect nothing
How
less.
How you doing, hon?
Yeah. Do you want to chat? Sorry to bring football into it, David, but, just throw that one out there. So we've had an email, Dave.
Nice.
Our great friend Yaron has sent a few emails in the past. He said, "Hey guys, wanted to give you my 2 cents regarding Melissa from Mass Australia after watching 9 episodes. I hope my thoughts are clear since English is not my first language. My theory is that she was traumatized by splitting up with her husband and it affected her deeply to the point she's saying to herself, if I left this sexless and loveless marriage and I broke up my family, then I need to justify it and have that sex I was lacking. Because in her eyes, if she doesn't have a lot of sex, it brings her back to thinking if the divorce that she had, the sacrifices she made with the right move for her and her ex and the kids. It feels like at some point it consumed her and her thoughts to the point that's why she's obsessed with sex. And about Harrison, the guy can teach psychology students all about gaslighting. It's ridiculous. He's actually a pro. Thanks for your time and your fun podcast. P.S. Love Island pales in comparison to Maths. I don't know why I'm still watching that shit. Love Island became too scripted for my taste. Best regards, Sharon. So thank you very much, Sharon. Great email and great to hear from you again, mate.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm watching Love Island either, to be honest, mate. But here we are. I think, Chris, probably the less I say about Melissa, the better.
Yeah. We'll just let Yaron get it to that bit, Dave, when he listens to this episode. So, let's say no more. So, big thank you, mate, again. And we're a couple of days off from Maths, so we do get a break from that. And it's full steam ahead, Love Island, Dave. So, anyway, massive thank you to everyone. If you want to email us, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. As always, follow us on social media @cdrealitycast. We are at 494 people now on Facebook, guys. Please come over and join. We need 6 more people to get to 500. And that's just been amazing since we started these both shows this last January. So thank you. And a bit of news as well. We talked about Maths starting in the UK officially. Now, we had it down as the 21st. We'd both seen that, to be fair. And obviously, A4 have changed it. I've been seeing that the screening adverts, the showing all the cast that we've been watching. So I think we're looking at the second week in March, Dave. I think it's about the 6th of March. I think it's the Monday. So it's like a week on Monday that actually starts on E4 in the UK. So keep that one open, guys. If you do want to support us, get over to patreon.com/CD Realitycast. And our roll call of honour is Kent, Lucky Lulu Green, Lauren, Tracy, Hennessy, Susan, Priscilla, Dee Dee, Katie, Libby, Joanna, Noreen, Chloe, Brianna, Helen, Keith, Gillian, Zoe, Kristen, Maggie, Kate, Megan, Cassie, Fiona, Emma, Schmade, Music, Nicola, Macy, and Alex. So thank you so much, guys, for all your support. And it is time to go, my friend.
Oh, I feel quite sad. Sunday. Chris, this damn show, it has me wishing my life away. I can't stand it. But hopefully I can just park that and we actually get something exciting happening on the Love Island side of things. But let's see. That is hoping. But anyway, thank you very much, sir. It's always good. I mean, the thing is now I'm conditioned because after I've watched the episode, I just can't fucking wait to jump on and speak to you because I need to unload. I need to really think about and talk about all these things that had happened. So thank you very much, mate. Thanks to everyone out there for listening. Thanks to all our supporters, and we'll speak to you next time.
Bye.